Always edit it down.
Is it like Rick? Oh, go ahead.
Welcome everybody to the Do Not Adjust Your Television Set. COVID is not back. We are. What happened here? Where are we? This is our very first remote Snoozers podcast. How are you feeling, Zachary?
I'm good, dude.
You
Great
look
day.
good.
Have you seen Willy Wonka?
Yes, I'm a big Willy Wonka fan.
The
I've seen
the original one. I feel like
yes.
Mike's TV.
Oh, dude, this is Mike TV. That's exactly what it is. 100%. You want to
Get stuck in the
reach
TV.
through
Yeah,
a phone,
dude.
you want to pick you up and just throw you.
Yes, sir.
That's so
All right.
good.
All right, dude.
Yeah, like let's just get into it. Nothing has to be
Yeah,
different. It's just you can't look at me like I'm stupid, like
Oh,
this
I can.
anymore. And I got
Oh, I can. Trust me. Trust me. We could
So
be on
good.
opposite ends of the world, and I will still feel the wrath. First on the docket, dude. Moment of silence. Eagles are dead, baby.
The Eagles are so fucking dead. The Eagles cannot be officially, like mathematically dead.
Yeah. So we'll get into that a little bit. We got a couple big time recaps.
Really?
Yeah. So Lions ended their drought, and the Eagles are back to drawing board. So we'll start with the high of the show, the Lions, and their
We have to start with
32-year drought. 32-year drought.
Is it really 32?
Yeah. 91 is last time we won was my year of birth.
You were born in 91?
Yeah, maybe.
I was born in 92. I've never gotten a chance to experience what we're all going through right now. It's never happened.
Yeah.
It's never
Yeah.
happened. It's what I saw somebody say the Detroit Lions won a playoff game can now be sent in a text. Like it's never happened.
Yeah.
That's never happened before. So
A lot of things. Yeah.
that's incredible. I am so happy for you guys. I'm so happy. How do you
It
feel?
was a crazy game, man. It was unreal, watching it and being able to see that happen and just kind of like think about all the bullshit that we've been through for, I haven't been a fan for 32 years,
Too
right?
long.
Since I was little, obviously, but just all the things that we've been through as far as just not only like getting to the playoffs and then losing or getting close to the playoffs and losing or just having like a horrible season. Like there's just nothing but losing. So like to be able to finally like have a team to like be excited about and like, dude, we won a playoff game. It's just wild.
So, and in such
Could
a
not be happier.
scenario too, like in such a special, like obviously like the drama around it, like you beat
We will
Stafford.
touch on that. We will touch on that plenty.
You can still put the brake check on me. That's pretty good. Are we going to talk about any sort of post game words that Dan Campbell? We're going to touch on that. Okay, we won't get ahead of it.
I've got a whole docket for it. So
love it.
we'll move into that. I thought they played really, really well. Offensively, defensively, to where we did what we were supposed to do, right? So, it came down to obviously 1 point, right? One stop. So, I thought we played really, really well. All across.
Were you stressed?
Yeah. I was standing up the whole fourth quarter.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was in such a realm of calm with you guys.
Yeah.
I was like, at no point are you guys you just won't allow yourselves to lose. So I was like, literally, I was watching with people. Like I had John over, and he's like, "Man, you should get." And I'm like, they got this. Like they just got it.
It was
Like,
just
your
it was
time.
just a fact that I just felt like Puka was just open all night, which he was. Like that's what worried me, right? Because at the end of the day, all they needed was a field goal. But defense stepped up, man. You got to stop, bend, don't break, baby.
That's huge. Puka won me fantasy. He's going to be, again, this is off-season posting, but he's going to go so high in fantasy drafts because he's always open.
Yeah.
Always open. It's absolutely
His
insane.
yak, dude. His yak is crazy, but we'll talk a little bit about that. And then, we can move into the Eagles if you want. I know you probably don't want to talk a lot about that game, but give me your thoughts, and then I'll kind of give you mine.
nobody knew they were going to lose better more than I did. Nobody knew how they were going to lose better than I did. I've
Yeah.
been watching again. I watch every single snap from every single game. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're going to win," blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, I know you don't watch every single Eagle game, but from the
Yeah.
49ers on, actually maybe since they lost to the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Every single game's been the exact fucking same. It's been the exact same, and there's been no adjustments. There's been no, and maybe you have a docket scheduled for it, but I'm like, so I won't get into it too much. But like, there's no adjustments. It's the same exact plays. It's bubble screens. It's go routes to AJ Brown or Devontae Smith and let your big players try and win. If you blitz
Yeah.
us, we have nothing. We have no hot routes. We have nothing over the middle.
Yeah.
I knew from. I texted somebody. I don't know if I texted you, but as the game was kicking off, I said, I'm going to know in the first drive if we're winning or losing this game. And I was like, we're losing this game, 100%. And then the players were just checked out, so then it calls into question the coaching and all that stuff. So I'm over it. I want a big change in the office. So
I heard Sirianni's staying, man.
So Sirianni, there's potential that he's staying. I won't say it sounds like he is staying, but I won't say.
Yeah.
So the optics of it, like Jeff Lurie has to handle the optics of it. So like you have to think like you can't go through if he fires him, that'd be 4 head coaches in 10 years with 2 of them making the Super Bowl. Like you can't make an emotional decision. You can't come out of the game and fire the guy, right? So he took 1 or 2 days. He took 1 or 2 days off. I know Sirianni pled his case with Howie Roseman, and now it sounds like Howie and him are calling some different coordinators from around the league and different head coaches to kind of like try to feel stuff out. But he actually has a meeting with Jeff Lurie tomorrow, which I don't know if you followed the Eagles that closely with the whole Doug Peterson thing, but this is exactly what they did with Doug Peterson. They
Who I thought was a good coach. You know?
Who I still think is a good coach, but you know they pumped the brakes a little bit, and then there literally came out a report, and it was I think it was on January 2nd, which bear with me, but don't fact check me. January 2nd of when Peterson got fired. Like Adam Schefter said, Peterson's staying, and then on the 12th he got fired. So they said they were staying, but then he went to Howie Roseman and Jeff Lurie said this is what I want to do, and they did not agree with it, and then they kicked him because he very much likes his guys. So I think they're kind of letting him build a case. I don't know if he's staying or going. I just know we need new coordinators. Sirianni can stay, and he can be the hype man. He can be the culture guy, but we need some actual fucking coordinators. So.
I don't remember who it was. There was a former player that was super critical of the play calling, and I cannot remember for the life of me who it was.
There's a lot of them. Like I can't it's
somebody was like
tearing them up.
He was like my flag football team runs a more complex offense than the Eagles, and just to get into more like gameplay, but like. I get the benefit of listening to a lot of football radio, so and seeing it online. So I get to somewhat cherry pick other people's opinions of like what I agree with and what I don't agree with, right? So even like today, or maybe it was yesterday, but I listened to it today, on Pat McAfee, they have can't think of one of the offensive linemen. It was like kind of breaking down the defense that the Buccaneers were running, and he was like, over the past 2 years, like everybody's ran like nickel against them, and which is an extra DB on the field. So they were running like 5-6 man fronts against the Eagles and just blitzing them and I had a free runner a bunch of times, to where like Jalen Hurts was just trying to like throw fadeaway passes that it wasn't happening. So and then they said that it was like it's going to be a completely different game plan against the Lions, But Tampa Bay blitzes more than anybody like in the league. I think they're like third technically.
Yeah,
but,
Bulls loves it. It was a great matchup for them, and our guys refused to adjust anyways. And it's like I actually don't put it on Hurts. I'm the first guy to put it on Hurts.
I do, and I have a theory for you. I'll let you talk about Hurts, but I've got something that's going to be good. But I think the Lions, when it comes to like countering the blitz, I think we've got more receivers that can win a one-on-one
Yep.
Like that's Amon-Ra's specialty, right? Sam Laporta can get open one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And Philly just doesn't really have that. Like, and even
We
if
have
they
that.
like,
It's just we don't scheme it. That's the thing.
well,
Is we
and
have
Smith, he had how many? I don't even know. I mean, I would look it up, but he had,
I think he had
I don't
12 or
know how
13
many.
catches for 145
Yeah,
yards. But
yeah,
if you look at the route tree, they are all on the outside. There's one over the middle. Like, dude, if you
yeah,
actually look at our route trees, like they can do like, the aggregate of it over the season.
yeah,
We don't throw
yeah.
over the middle at all. At all, which is what
Well,
you need
and
to do on these blitzes.
yeah, yeah, I agree. And it's like one of those things where, um, I don't think did Philly really ever establish like a running game or anything, or no?
We went Swift was looking good, but then we always get away from it. And I don't know why we get away from it. And there was a
Yeah,
point where,
he had 10
like,
carries for 34 yards.
yeah, no,
So it's like you try and Devonta Smith had 8 receptions for 148.
okay.
Um, but like it's one of those things where the
148 is
Lions will
fucking
do it a
great.
lot.
For 148 is
Yeah,
fucking crazy, by the way. He put the
yeah,
fucking team
yeah.
on his back. He was the only one I was happy
12,
with.
12 targets is what he had.
Yeah.
But like the Lions will do it a lot where they'll set you up, with the play action, even if there is a blitz. Like we're good at picking it up, but they'll take those deep shots with Jamison Williams or
Yep.
whoever. But it's
But your
all
guy,
schemes.
but your coordinator can scheme for that, and so like our
Yeah,
coordinator
yeah,
cannot scheme for it. So like literally, like the whole Sirianni thing we talked about, it's actually fucking crazy if you think about it.
yeah,
Like because
yeah,
you and I, for some reason, we randomly decided to pick out culture coaches versus X's and O coaches, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
5 or 6 weeks ago, and that's been pretty
yeah,
darn important in this
yeah,
last stretch, right?
yeah,
And it's like, you ever seen Office Space?
yeah,
Have you ever seen Office Space? So like when they're like, they're going down like fire that guy, and it's like Nick
yeah.
Sirianni. It's like, what would you say it is you do here? Like, because he doesn't
Yeah.
run offense, he doesn't run defense, he doesn't make adjustments. It's like he can lift out. I'm
He's just a
fucking
rah
fine
rah
with that.
guy, man.
I know,
Yeah,
which I
yeah,
love rah rah guys, but
yeah. But I wanted to talk more about like Jalen Hurts in general, where I felt like now, obviously, when there's a free rusher, like that's completely different. But I feel like Jalen Hurts is so quick to get out of the pocket
so
and
quick.
like and roll, and then that immediately cuts the field in half, right? If I'm
Yep,
rolling to the right or rolling to the
yep.
left. And the counter to that is if you watch the Packers game and Jordan Love. Jordan Love did a great job of he takes his drop, right? So his however many 5-7 step drop, pressure comes towards him. He takes a secondary drop, right? So another 3 steps and then releases it because
Yep,
that leaves you the entire field open still, right?
yep.
Because if you roll to the left, you can't throw back to the right,
Nope,
right?
nope.
It's you immediately, you're either thrown out of bounds or you're taking whatever routes are on the left side of the field.
Yep, yep,
When you take that secondary drop, that whole field is open still because you can make those throws either left or
yep.
right or down the middle. So I just feel like Jalen just did a really bad job of maybe trying to like stick in the pocket, and it's really tough with a free rusher, right? Somebody running
Yep.
right at you,
Yep.
and when you don't scheme for guys running short routes, but
That's it.
when
He's
you,
had the problem all season. So last season, so that was one of my big reservations with Hurts heading it from the 21 season when he was like half starter, right? Is like he
yeah,
bailed out of the pocket. Last year, he did really great staying in the pocket and stepping up and trusting his line, but he had those short guys that Shane Steichen had schemed up, right? We make the
yeah,
Super Bowl. And now, again, it's like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because I'm like, it's like me and Madden. Like, it's
yeah,
literally like me and Madden. It's like, boom, first read, not there, I'm fucking running.
I'm running, yeah,
Right? Like, that's
yeah, yeah,
exactly
yeah,
it, man.
yeah.
It's,
Um,
I'm
it's
happy
tough,
it's
dude, but
over.
I think when you look at like teams that are left though, like there's some of these quarterbacks that will sit in the pocket. Like Jared's not going to run, dude. Like, you know what I mean? He's going to
Yep.
sit in, and if like his guys win 1-on-1, like it's going to be open, and if not, he's going to get sacked. It is what it is. But he's not like rolling out of the pocket and just throwing it away. Like
Do you
a
ever
lot of those
bet? Do you ever
times,
bet on like sports, like football?
yeah,
Like, do you ever look at Jared Goff's like rushing yards over
it's probably
underline?
like it's probably like 3 yards.
It's literally usually 1.5 or 2.5, like over under.
Yeah,
Like he just doesn't
yeah,
do it. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
But he sits in the pocket, and it's
And
like
he stands and
if
delivers. Fuck it, I
if
love
you
it.
want to try to run like a cover zero where you're blitzing everybody, I mean, last time Tampa and Detroit played, Amon-Ra had 12 receptions, bro, for like 150 or something. I'm pretty sure.
How do you
Like,
feel
that's
about the
all it
matchup?
was.
How do you feel about the matchup?
I feel good. I feel better against the Buccaneers than I did against the Rams. I think the Rams are a better team than the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are
I
hot
do
right now.
too.
I do think they're like deserving of the spot, right? But as far as
100%,
like
yeah.
schemes and stuff go, like we get the Lions defense gets absolutely obliterated by receivers that have yak, right? That catch the ball and run. That like
Mm-hmm.
CD Lamb, Puka, like Mike Evans is their big guy. He's going to catch the ball. We talked about this weeks ago. Mike
Yep.
Evans catches the ball, and where he catches the ball is where he's at. Like
Yep.
he's not going to get a lot of
Tyler
yards after
Lockett
catch.
vibes. I don't think Tyler Lockett's ever had a single yard after catch. He catches it and then he's
He
fucking
goes down,
down, dude. He's
right? But it's
down.
like, it's just these receivers that can catch it and run with it. Those are the ones that kill us. But it's because we do run a lot of man to man, and we do blitz.
Right.
So it's like that's the kind of stuff that hurts us. But if you look at the reverse side of it and look at us, like we have Amon Ra that'll catch the ball and he's going to go run after the catch. Same with Sam Laporta. Same with Jamison Williams. Like we've got guys that when you blitz and you run cover zero, if you can get the ball into their hands and it's just 1-on-1 and that first guy misses,
Done.
and you're in trouble.
It'll burn you.
So, Tampa's really good at. I think
I
Mike
think
Evans
Tampa's
is more of a
great
deep
matchup
threat.
for you guys. Yep.
Yeah, and we'll see how Chris Godwin plays. But they've got a couple. They got the young cat there too. That was really good. That kind of torched you guys.
Oh my God! Like,
Trey Palmer, was it? No,
was it? I blocked it from my memory.
Trey Palmer had a 56-yard reception, so that's the only reception he had, though. I thought he had more, but David Moore beat you guys a couple times. Cade Otton had 8 receptions for 89 yards. Yeah, I mean, the targets are really spread out. I think like Baker's playing really well, and so we'll go from there, dude. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for the matchup. I'm glad it's at home. I'm glad it's not in Tampa.
6 p.m. Sunday, right?
3 p.m. on Sunday.
3 p.m. Sunday? What's the 6 p.m. game?
That is the AFC nightcap, which I think is Bills
Ravens,
Chiefs.
Bills Chiefs, of course.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Ravens
so then
Texans. Ravens Texans. So this is a good segue into. We'll get into a little preview real quick.
Could you imagine
then,
being halfway across the earth from each other and still so smooth with the segues?
So Ravens Texans are going to start us off on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. I mean, at this point, you have to take the Ravens until you don't, right? I think it's really hard. I think Houston's playing really well.
Ravens
Aside,
are
might
playing.
take the Texans.
No, and again, I'm a smart man. I do operate mostly off of vibes. If I'm going just off of vibes, I'm going Texans all day. But you have to. I mean, the Ravens, I think, are gonna run over them. But hey, the Texans are playing with house money. They're not supposed to be good right now, and they have made it this far.
Minus
Boom.
9, Baltimore is.
Seriously?
Yeah, minus
What
9.
a line! Wow, that's a little disrespectful. I feel like, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
So, and then getting into the second game on Saturday, Packers 49ers at 8:15. 49ers minus 9.5.
This is another one that I want so badly to go to the Packers, but I think just the 49ers they're just too good. They're too complete, man. And Joe Barry. So this is a funny thing that goes around is if the average NFL fan knows your defensive coordinator's name, you're probably not a good defensive coordinator. And enough people know Joe Barry's. Yeah. They're like, well, Joe Barry's defense gets shredded. And I'm talking to someone. I didn't even know you knew coordinators. And they're like, I know the Lions and I know that guy. So he's going to get shredded. It's impressive what he did against the Cowboys. It's impressive what he did against the Cowboys. But I still just think coming off rest, everything, Armstead's healthy. He's going to be all over the place. It's just bad vibes. I think the 49ers are going to run away with it. But I hope Packers.
Yeah. I mean, Packers are so hot right now, dude. And, to our point, who cares what happens the first 3 quarters of the season, dude? I mean, you do need to win games. But if you look like the Packers are the perfect example, the Buccaneers even are like a somewhat the Texans,
The
like all these
Texans,
teams were
yeah.
kind of scratching and clawing to get in the playoffs. And right now, like the Packers, I can argue are like the hottest team right now, right?
Yeah.
Texans came off a really good win against a good Cleveland team, and the Buccaneers beat a good Eagles team. So
It's
it's
crazy.
just
It's
like it's
two young teams that are playing with house money. They're supposed to
mhm,
suck, and they're in the
yeah,
second round of the playoffs. This is it's kind of a win-win. Like it's not
yeah,
because you want to win,
yeah,
but like even if you get your teeth kicked in, it's like okay, fuck, okay, I lost to the
yeah. Who
Ravens and
cares,
I
dude?
lost to the number one seeds. Whatever. Like we'll be back
But
next
this
year.
this sets you up so much for free agency, right? And we'll talk more about that. But like, when these guys are looking into free agency and they're like, 2, 3 years ago, they're like, I'm not going to Houston. Like they suck, But
Mm-hmm.
now you're like, oh, they play indoors. There's no state tax. They've got a solid young
You're bringing
quarterback.
you're
Like
bringing laws to me. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, that's like kind of with the Lions, like how we
Mm-hmm.
got CJ, GJ, and a couple of these other guys that come to our team that are like, hey, like these guys aren't as bad as they used to be. Like, let's see what it's
Yep.
about. And especially like, and D'Amico Ryans, I know he's a good coach, but you don't really hear much about him, right? He's not like a headlines guy, but like some of
Yeah.
these guys want to play for Campbell and they want to play for Mike McDaniel, and so like to have success added on to that, like it's going to give you not only the chance to sign these guys, but it's going to be for
Mm-hmm.
a discount, right? Because a lot of these
Hundred
guys are going to
percent.
go, well, I'll go to Arizona, but you're going to have to fucking pay me because
Yeah.
I don't,
I'm
or
not fucking
wherever,
going to that. Yeah.
So it's
No,
like, dude, all this matters. All this stuff matters in
yeah,
the
it
long run as
does.
far as like a success. You get the ball rolling in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So,
So
um,
exciting. Blessed.
yeah,
We're blessed with football this year, right? Like it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
This
yeah.
coming from a guy
We'll
whose team just got knocked, but whatever.
we'll skip over Lions Bucks. Lions are favored -6.5. We kind of already talked about that game, so I feel confident in us being at home.
Hmm.
Should be a good game. I don't know if 6.5 is fair, but um, I think it's gonna be a good game. So last game of the weekend, Chiefs Bills at Buffalo.
I don't know how to
They
feel
still
about this
need they
game.
still need shovelers out in Buffalo. I saw.
Yes, they do. Did you see that one clip? So first of all, I've never seen anything like it. So the entire game gets canceled because the entire state is in a state of emergency and nobody
Yeah,
can leave your house, right? So like we
yeah,
pushed
yeah,
the
yeah.
game 24 hours out. Less,
My
like 18 hours
my
out.
my favorite was that they lifted the thing to stay at home if you were going to shovel at the stadium. You're allowed to
And
go
then
out, but only if you're going to shovel.
so like I'm expecting I'm thinking about like the snow game, right? I'm thinking like
Yeah,
LaShawn
yeah,
McCoy, and it's like
yeah,
it's up,
yeah,
right? So like it's like here we go, and they pan, and it's the cleanest fucking field I've ever seen.
yeah,
It might as
yeah,
well be fucking indoors,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But so they did a great job cleaning it, great job
yeah.
shovelers, right? But did you see
Yep.
that? Did you see that video? I think it was on Twitter or something of because the stands were so packed with snow, right?
Yeah,
And there was like a dad, and he was like trudging through it. He was like a daddy
yeah,
penguin, like making a
yeah,
trough for his kids. He's like,
yeah,
"Come on,
yeah,
kids!" And
yeah.
oh my god, the
There was
dedication.
I thought this was the clip you were going to reference, but it was the shovelers, and what they had was down the stairs where the aisle was. It was
Hmm.
like a chute. There must have been some sort of truck down on the field,
I heard about this.
and the people were shoveling, and a dude got into it's like a slide basically for the snow. Dude took his shirt off and got on the slide and went down the slide like some dude. He was like 40, like big old boy.
I
Hit the
love it.
shirtless slide,
I
and
love
I'm
it.
like, dude, bro, come
See, for
on.
that,
So
I let the Bills win for that, right? Like they
yeah,
deserve
yeah,
it, but also they
I'm good.
don't.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. There's something about the Bills, dude. Like the Bills are the friend that always tells you they're gonna show up, and then they show up once or twice, and you're like, wow, they've changed. And
You're
then
like, they got
there's
their
gonna be
shit
one
together. They got a
time,
job.
yep,
They got yeah.
yep, yep, yep. And then I don't know, man. I want to take the Bills. I do, and I probably will take the Bills publicly. but deep down in my heart, like I got some doubts, bro.
I have so many. I want to take the Bills so bad, but I
Yeah,
have to take the Chiefs because for some reason, the just deep down, the vibes
yeah,
around the
dude.
Bills, like it's the
Yeah,
same exact thing that we talked about with the Texans and the Browns. It's like, are you really going to bet on a
yeah,
rookie quarterback, or are you really going to
yep,
bet on Joe
yep.
Flacco?
You
It's
can
like,
go, yep. You can go
you can
either
go
way.
either way. And at this, I'm not. It's like you're really going to bet against Andy Reid and Mahomes in January. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I got to go
yeah.
Chiefs,
So
and I hate it.
I'll go Bills. One thing I was going to ask you about. Did you see the Chiefs field that they have hot water that runs underneath the field?
Really?
Yeah, they have pipes. That like
No
it's almost
shit.
like a heated driveway where it's like the underneath the driveway they've got like the heated pipes that you run water through and it melts the snow. They have
Really?
that at Kansas City. Yeah.
No
Yeah, they
joke.
showed it before the game. It was pretty sweet.
Didn't help
Pretty
Tua.
sweet. No.
You
No.
see that Tua said being cold is just a mindset.
Yeah.
And they're
Not
like, how
that
do you feel
cold.
about? They're like, how do you feel about being cold? And he's like, well, it's just kind of a mindset. So everybody's
It's like
like,
if I feel like that's something I say if I'm like going to let Ollie outside real quick and it's super cold. Like I can do it for a couple minutes,
yeah.
but for like a whole football game, like it's not a
So work the other day, Bryce and I, last night actually, we were throwing. We have that little football. We were throwing it outside in the lot. About eight
yeah.
minutes in, I'm on the verge of tears. That thing hits my hand, and I just want to die, man.
Can you
Like,
imagine an NFL quarterback throwing like that is until you've caught a pass and like I was the benefit of like being able to catch a couple passes in college from some guys that
yeah,
they were big time, right? They like
yep.
they could throw the ball. And until like when I started catching those footballs, like it's a different
You don't
it's
appreciate it,
different.
bro.
It's different. It's a fastball, bro.
Yeah.
And like I mean,
Can it break your fingers? Can it hurt, like jam your
yeah,
fingers?
Brett Favre used to break people's fingers all the time, bro. Like he was like whipping that thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like a known like fastball thrower. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
him, I know Matty Stafford's like he's thrown some fastballs that I think have
Mm-hmm.
broken some fingers, bro.
Did you hear?
But
So I
yeah,
actually heard this for the first time in my life in this cycle for last week. But have you ever heard of a car wash pass?
like an act like a car wash
Like,
pass. What do you mean?
no, no, like so they're talking on Twitter and they're like Jordan Love is throwing these car wash passes. Like, what the fuck are they talking about? Apparently, he was throwing it so hard, and he was threading the needle so hard in that Cowboys game that a
Yeah.
car wash passes they throw it so hard that it could go through a car wash and come out dry. Like that's a fun like little euphemism. Like like you
All
know
right.
they always do. You know they always say like piss
That
missiles and
sounds like
stuff like
something
that.
that sounds like something that I would make up.
That's definitely off season, two truths and a lie kind of stuff that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But that's real.
Yeah,
They
I've
say a car
never
wash. I'll look it
no,
up.
who said who says that? Because I've
Ben
never heard that in my
Solak.
life.
Ben Solak from The Ringer said it.
Well, I'll slap Ben in the mouth. How about that?
You would hate Ben actually, not as much
What
as
I-
Dean Blandino, but
No, Dean is out.
What else we
well,
got?
Dude, I got some new people on the list, bro. On the Skelly, dude, the headline is Matt Stafford can shut the fuck up.
really, Matt or
Yeah.
Kelly?
Underneath that is a bullet point that says, "So can Kelly Stafford."
Okay. Rude, but I'm here
Group
for
them
it.
together. So we'll start with Matt Stafford. So
Will we?
what upset me was the post game presser. And I get it. You just lost by 1 point. Your revenge game. This was gonna, help your legacy. I think, right? As like a, not that he needs it, but a reporter says, this is the first win in 30 years. Blah blah blah. Are you happy for the fans and the city of Detroit? And Matt Stafford says, "I'm happy for the players." Like a little bitch. Like the audacity to say
Come
that,
on,
bro.
dude.
After
I
all these
hate that.
people that rooted for you in the Super Bowl and like it just
That's
really,
rough.
really rubbed me the
That's
wrong
rough.
way, bro.
Yeah.
And
Nope. He's
so,
out.
like, yeah, so, there was like the whole like Kirby Joseph thing too. Like, we'll get into that a little more. But,
Yeah, we
but yeah,
will get into that.
I just didn't like, from the jump, I think, roping Kelly into this as well. They thought that we were going to like roll out the red carpet for them and thank him for coming back. And like, I think we talked about it where it's like,
Yeah.
this ain't it, bro.
No.
This ain't,
This ain't the
next year
fucking
we can do
you
it.
said week 3 or something? Let's fucking hang
Hmm.
out. Let's go to
Yeah,
Chili's. Let's break some
100%.
bread. But here's the fucking playoffs. It's never happened.
100%.
Like
100%.
I was swimming in my dad's balls the last time this happened,
Like
bro. Like there's no
you,
way. Like let's fucking manage it, dude.
yeah,
Just
like
handle
you,
it.
you are delusional. You are delusional if you didn't think that we were gonna fucking boo the fuck out of you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole team. I don't give a fuck. Like, and then Kelly,
I
like
love it.
Kelly, Kelly started off with like the whole jersey ban thing, like trying to take the high road. Like, nobody from the Lions actually said that as a fan that
Nope.
tried to do that. So she was butthurt about that. And then the very next day, she tried saying that they had a great time, other than the fact that the people that booed her daughters. And it's like, dude, nobody booed your daughters, right? They probably were. But this is the worst part is like people literally said that. Like, show us a video of people booing just your daughters. Like, were you walking with your daughters? They're probably booing you, if anybody.
Dude.
But then another video comes out on Twitter of people like clapping while she's like walking by, like in a nice way. And then of course she retracts her statement and says, "Oh, well, maybe they weren't booing my daughters."
No.
It's like, bro,
She's such a Karen. My headcanon from now until my dying breath is she's walking with her 2 daughters and people are booing and she turns to them and
yeah,
she's like, they hate you.
yeah, those are for you. Those boos,
She's like,
those
I've
are for
done
you,
nothing to these
girls.
people, but you girls got to check your.
Yeah, like what do you expect? Like
Oh,
after, so she immediately retracts that statement and was like, "Oh well, they were booing me. They weren't booing my daughters." Well, yeah, no shit. Like we're
yeah,
not,
no,
those girls are like under 5 years old, like all of them. Like we're not gonna boo the like. Show me where your 4 daughters were standing by themselves somewhere. Horrible parenting, by the way, if that happened.
just
And then
getting
they were
dunked
being
on.
booed. Yeah, like what the fuck, dude. So yeah, so they can all fuck off. And then the last bullet point was, well, the first one, Matthew Stafford can shut the fuck up. Second bullet was, so can Kelly Stafford. Third one is, so can Darius Slay. He can also shut the fuck up too. So
Excuse me.
Darius, yeah, so Darius Slay today, I think it was today, said that we shouldn't have been booing Stafford, and said,
I actually did not see
he said,
this.
this is in quotations, booing Stafford is bad business. Now that they winning, they want to get uppity on that man. First of all, we don't owe anything to Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry. Like, he
You
never
know?
won us anything, bro. Like, I mean, I'm all about celebrating him. He was a great player for us. He represented us great. I'll celebrate him in that way. But, like, you're not untouchable. I'm sorry. You wanted to leave. See you later. When you come back, guess what? Boo birds are going to come out, dude. Like, it is what it is. And guess what? When Darius comes to town, we're going to boo the fuck out of him, too. Like, I just don't get where, even less with Darius Slay. Like,
That's
you
kind of
don't have any
weird
room
too,
to
but
talk.
no.
Yeah, so
But
it's like
he's
they
also
were.
he's all you. I love Darius Slay. That is kind of BS because yeah, you don't owe Stafford anything. But Darius Slay is also in a vulnerable spot right now because he elected to have his knee like torn apart as opposed to play it
Mhm.
down for Matt Patricia. So let him just
Yeah,
be crazy. He's on fucking
yeah,
pain meds and shit.
yeah. Good for him, dude. Well, while he's doing it, he can shut the fuck up too. So, yeah, those guys, fuck them, dude. I guess.
It was so good.
Yeah.
You're so like
Yeah,
I
dude.
thought like
Whatever.
it's so crazy. Your team's winning, and my team just got
Yeah,
bounced in the most embarrassing fashion, and you're
yeah.
the
And
angry one.
now, now we're uppity.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're
I got a,
angry.
I got a laundry list of people I want to smack in the mouth, dude.
We're gonna have some of them on the pod this off season. So
it got to the point where I have a Matthew Stafford Lions jersey and a Darius Slay Lions jersey, and I'm like, do I want to just take these to Goodwill and give them away, or do I like want to find someone to like give them to? Because I don't want them in either one anymore. So
that's rough.
Dude, yeah.
So petty.
Yeah.
You guys are.
It's like
now that they win.
Dude, well, it's like we were an ugly man, and these are our ex-girlfriends, and they want to talk shit about us. And now that we've been to the gym a few times and we're handsome and we've got a better job, now they want to talk bad about us. And it's like, dude, get out of here.
That's a striking analogy.
We're handsome now. We don't need you anymore. Have fun, and both of you. You guys both can plan a trip to Cancun. How about that?
You ready to learn Cancunese, buddy?
Yeah. All right. Next thing, going back to Matthew Stafford. There was a funny video with him and Aiden Hutchinson on Twitter. Did you happen to see it?
I did not.
So I think it was one of the first touchdowns. So it was like, it looks like he's yelling at Hutch. I'm not quite sure. I like the video plays it like it is. Like Hutch is kind of in the foreground and Matthew's in the background. And Matthew turns towards Hutchinson, and it's after Matthew throws a touchdown pass. And he's yelling in the direction of Aiden Hutchinson. And it's like, it turns and it shows Hutchinson's head like turning, like hearing him. And then it's like that old Michael Jordan quote of like, and that's all I needed to like piss me off or whatever it is. And then it's just like a 30-second, it's just like a 30-second like video of Aiden Hutchinson just crushing Matthew Stafford for the rest of the game. Like hit after hit after hit after hit.
I didn't even know he got after him that much. Was he on him?
Yeah. He probably had, I don't know the actual stats, but he probably had 5 or 6 QB hits.
Whoa. Oh, everywhere. Good for him.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And then what did you think about the old Kirby Joseph hit? Because Matthew Stafford apparently watches film.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson had 5 QB hits.
Wow, that's crazy. Good for him.
And 2 sacks.
I mean, you can't be mad at the Kirby Joseph hit, because if you are in any sort of way, then we might as well go to flag football, because you can't hit him high, you can't hit him in the chest. It's the fucking thigh. That's what they teach them. Everything always looks worse in slow motion. But like this is real time, game time decision. Like they make conscious decisions not to go high because you can't go high. So you gotta go for where they send. And hey, maybe people move. Maybe in split seconds things change. Like it's unfortunate how it happened. It was not dirty. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like Dan kind of stood up for Kirby and said, "Hey, like these guys, they aim low. He's aiming. He called it the thigh square, I think is what it is, like the thigh pad square.
Thigh pad, thigh something. Pad square.
Yeah. So, but it's like one of those things where it just is. It's just unfortunate that that Higbee's foot was on the ground when it happened. That's the only thing. Right? Yep. If his foot's not on the ground, we don't even talk about this. And there's been plenty of videos of like Rams guys going low on like Sam Laporta. Like it just Sam Laporta's like legs just so happen to not be stuck on the ground. That's where you get the bad issue, right? So you have so many of those guys that are in the secondary like shooting people's legs. It's just like, I get it. It sucks. Like I never want anybody's.
It's the sport that we all watch, and guess what? We're gonna watch it fucking this weekend and next year and for 100 more years. Like, it's just what happens.
Yeah, so I agree. I think there's nothing that you can do about it. But I mean, we're getting to the nitty gritty here. We're almost done, dude.
We're almost done. We're killing it for the first remote pod.
40 minutes we're in right now.
Hey. We're pretty like, so it's gonna be so good because I feel like we might be able to do 3 a week now that we're in new COVID and coming from the future and doing remote pods.
I do like doing it in person a little more because I like to like give you the stupid stare, you know, like this.
Why I oughta, but
this feels more like I'm FaceTiming with my mom.
FaceTime
Just
with your
talking
mom
about.
tonight. I know, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of like talking,
We look
having a
good
good time.
though. We look good. This would be
Finishing.
good for
Sorry, go ahead.
like are you gonna cut me off?
I said, go ahead.
This would be good. Like what if like something like breaking happens in like the off season, and like it's
Yeah,
like, bro, I
yeah.
text you. I'm
We
like,
just
we're
pop on
jumping
real
on.
quick.
This is a 25-minute emergency pod, and Bill
Yeah,
Belichick's going to the Falcons, and they're picking up Russell Wilson, and we need to panic. Let's go.
yeah, yeah.
That's
We're
pretty
out there. We're
clean.
in there
That's
like
pretty.
somewhere, baby.
We're in the fucking future.
Finishing up, there was a pretty cool story on the Lions. At the end of the game, they shot. Where are you laughing?
It's just because you're like, okay, we have a really varied like skeleton. You're like, we're gonna touch on all the topics. You're like,
Yeah,
so first topic Stafford, second topic Lions, third topic Stafford, fourth topic cool story on the Lions. I love the Lions fandom. Like, you guys just let's go.
but there's nothing else to talk about. Did you see the guy before that? Did you see the guy that threw the popcorn on Sirianni?
Yes, garbage play.
Thought it was you for a second.
Could have been batteries. We're known for throwing batteries and like snowballs at Santa and shit like that. So you
Well,
take
this
your
was in
popcorn
Tampa
syrup.
Bay, though.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but like we travel well, which by traveling well means that people live there.
I
but-
wish it would have been funnier if the guy would have thrown the popcorn on him and then thrown the bucket at him and hit him in the head.
Yeah, like you need like popcorn, like weighs
Comedic
like
effect.
nothing. Yeah,
Like just donked him with an empty popcorn
but
thing.
you gotta hit him with it. So then he looks and he's like, "Pfft." But then as he turns,
Donk
that's
him.
what you
Yep.
need. That's good humor right there. That's good old slapstick.
He probably would have laughed. He probably wouldn't have been upset. He would have thought it was. Okay, last thing. So at the end of the Lions game,
Are you gonna do the guy
There were-
crying?
yeah,
Do you know the guy that was crying?
no, but I know his brother that was right next to him.
Meadows, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
used to work with
yeah.
us,
So
dude.
tell the
One of
story.
you would love Robbie Meadows. Good dude,
So,
man. Like
I'm
just a
friends with him.
genuinely
I'm
good.
friends with
human.
him on Facebook because of you. I'm pretty sure.
Could be, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. So go. Tell the story. Tell the story.
So I was watching the end of the game, obviously, and I've never met his brother, Aaron, that they showed. But then they obviously Robbie was in the picture. I go, holy shit, that's
Yeah.
Robbie, and I turn and that I know him, So then after the game, and he started kind of reposting people freeze frame on the TV and tagged him and stuff. So I'm like, okay, it was him for sure. And I haven't talked to Robbie in a while, but he's one of those dudes where I cannot talk to him for a year, and if I saw him out somewhere at the grocery store, or whatever, I'd immediately talk to him, give him a hug. He's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And so the story goes that him and his brother, Robbie surprised his brother with the tickets.
That's
And their
awesome.
dad, I believe, used to be a season ticket holder, or was just a big Lions fan. And so they were just really emotional about that. And then it kind of picked up to where the news stations started to be interviewing them and stuff, interviewing
Yep.
Aaron. And then I saw all these comments about hey, we need to get him to the next game. We need to get him, to the Tampa Bay game. Great news. I saw it, and Robbie reposted it last night. They're going to the second game, bro.
That's
So
super
awesome.
cool.
I know we're gonna have some guests on here. We might have to try to get Robbie on at some point. And,
That'd be
talk to
really
him.
really cool.
He's just
there's
a
more
genuinely good person, bro.
lore to it too. His dad apparently worked in Detroit and helped
he
maybe
was,
even help lay the foundation. I don't think Ford
He did.
Field
No,
was it.
That's true. That is 100% true.
Really?
He helped build Ford Field, I believe.
And dad has
So-
since passed away.
Correct.
That's
Yep,
crazy.
correct.
Yeah, so he's just sobbing. That's so awesome.
Yeah, dude. So there's a lot of people that were even me, dude. I shed a few tears after the game. I'm not gonna lie. So I was standing up in front of my TV, crying, dude. It's just a weight that's lifted. So to have that kind of backstory, I can't even imagine. So
I know.
just an awesome story, something we can keep an eye on and bring up later. But they are going to the game. Somebody bought them some tickets, and they're headed to the game.
That's
so I'm
so
gonna keep my
incredible.
eye out. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Yeah, they're gonna find him. I mean, like the camera. First of all, like, oh, what a
They
cool
got
job. What a cool
Well,
job.
and so
Like,
I was talking to Robbie yesterday about it, and because I was asking him, I'm like, on the story it says that they were anonymously given, and so I mean I know
so
who
we
gave
can
it to him, but I'm
claim.
not.
We
But
can
we're not
claim it,
gonna
right?
what?
Like we can.
Oh, who gave him the tickets? Yeah, not us. Not us.
Not us.
So no, so they were gifted the tickets, so it was really cool. And but yeah, dude, I just wanted to bring that up because it's just a sweet story, regardless.
Yeah.
There's quite a few people I think that had loved ones that were big Lions fans that are unfortunately no longer with us, and having those kids or whoever it is, significant others that are able to kind of experience that without them, but with them at the same time.
Right.
I want to say there was a dude from the UP too. I don't know if you ever heard about him. I don't want to get his name wrong, but I want to say it's like Uper Dave or something.
Oh,
Who, like they used to
Uper.
drive from the UP like for every game. He was a season ticket holder. They had at the beginning of the year like a pregame show about him. Super cool. His daughter still goes. But I
Is this the
apologize if that's
92-year-old
not
in
his name.
hospice with the blue hair? Or no, that's
No,
a different guy.
Nope, that's a different guy. The blue hair. No, that's a different guy.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
It runs deep, bro.
dude,
This
just
Sunday's going to be super
a
exciting.
lot of good stories, man. A lot of good stories. And if the Lions somehow like pull off a Super Bowl win, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen.
They're gonna.
I don't know.
We need Packers to win.
Got to beat Tampa Bay first.
We'll beat Tampa Bay. That's no issue.
Everything. All right, brother. I think that's it.
That's
You got
it,
anything
brother.
else you want to add?
I got nothing. I got nothing.
First
This was
remote
a good
episode.
The first remote episode went off without a hitch.
Who knows? Maybe none of this even recorded.
That'd be so. I'm waiting for that to happen because like This is what I'll end with is a little bit of inside baseball for everybody. Is so before every single episode is I hit record and then I walk around the table and what do I do, Zach? Every single time.
Did I hit record?
Yes, I did. I hit record, and you're
and it's less than 7 seconds. 7 seconds later, you're like a goldfish.
But sometimes you're not even sure, so I gotta.
Oh, I'm sure every time, but I'm gonna pretend like I'm not sure.
I gotta
want to see how many
around
times I can get you to check.
And there's been 1 or 2 times where like I don't get up and check, and like the light's not on, but it's like because I'm not full screen, so I'm like what if we just did all this for nothing? This could be that, but I hope it's not that.
We'd probably survive, dude.
Or if not, this just happened just for us, and it was super special. So
yeah, dude. A little intimate podcast.
So now,
what if we just FaceTimed each other and recorded a podcast, but never hit record, and it was just for me and you?
It's just, we'll have that with us forever.
Like, what if we did that every time, though? Like, that was just our show.
That's just called talking, bro.
It's just a phone call.
That's just called conversation.
I love it.
All right. I'll let you do on the remote ones, you have to play the music.
Okay. You just let me know when you want.
Just do it.
Oh, right now? We're done?
Yeah, we're at the end.
All right. Maybe play the music.
Let's go.